Notre Dame is number one.
Notre Dame with a miracle win as the clock runs.
Notre Dame has scored.
It's our last home game of your career. What's the media to have your Irish career come to an end?
It's going to be emotional. We all understand that for all of us, for all the seniors, especially in our families. But we understand that we still have to play the game, and although it's going to be emotional, we got to rally together and make sure that we take care of business at the end of the day. So, because I've experienced senior days where teams lost and it doesn't feel so special after that.
This was sort of the day, or at least one of the days that you basically came back for. Can you kind of reflect back on what you saw last year and just discuss kind of again what drove being here for this day meant to you?
I was just talking about it, I think it was yesterday when I was watching film with Coach Tim McDonald, just how fast it has come up. I remember, felt like it was last week that I was talking to Michael Floyd and asking him to remember how it felt on his senior game, and because I was going to ask him something. I remember him telling me, there's nothing like it. And it seemed like it was just last week that he told me that, and now, in a few days, now I'll be experiencing my own, senior day. So it's come fast, and I couldn't have, pictured it any better than to run out of that tunnel for one last time.
Manti, you've kind of been a focal point of this class, your senior class, since coming in as a freshman. I was wondering if you could just talk about who you've seen improvement from the most among your classmates, maybe on both sides of the ball. I
think as a whole, we've all improved. I think each one of my classmates have grown, not only on the football field but off the football field. We're kind of the same people that we were when we came in, but totally different at the same time. We grew up, and the bond we share with each other and the bond we share with our teammates is very strong. And I think I was watching a video before I came in here about the seniors for this year, and it brought back a lot of memories of our first summer in the dorms, and didn't even know each other and was kind of shy. And now there's nothing I don't know about Sierra. There's nothing I don't know about Theo, Eifert, Zach, Robbie, all my teammates, especially the seniors. So we've come a long way.
We talked a little bit in August about how your class had some individual accomplishments, a collection of them between you and Tyler, Zach, and Sierra, and the payoff wasn't there yet in wins and losses. How gratifying, obviously, is it now that going into your final senior day, you're playing for a lot more than just a senior day?
Yeah, I think if you ask any of us what's more important, personal accomplishments or, experiencing the success as a team that we're experiencing now, I think each and every one of us would say the same thing. And we're glad that we're playing this senior game to be, hopefully be 11-0. And not trying to play it to be bowl eligible. It's a different feel. It's just something that it makes it that much more special and that much more important for all of us. And our teammates feel the same way. And our coaches, told us in the beginning of the week, we're going to give you everything we got to make sure that your last game and your 11th game is always one to remember.
Coach Kelly, Coach Kelly said that your legacy is far from being written, but when all is said and done, what kind of imprint do you hope that you have left behind?
Just one of the best to not only play, but to attend this, great university. There's been great athletes that have come through here, and just to be mentioned among them is what I'm trying to be. I mean, if you don't do things to be the best at it, then why are you doing it? And so I'm just trying to be the best, and once I leave here, I hope that the impact I've made, not only on the football field but in people's lives, will forever be remembered.
And of course, you're going to have to be it's going to be an emotional day. You're going to be focused on the game, but are you going to be able to just take a moment to be in that moment with your family?
Yeah, I think when I run out of that tunnel for the last time and I'm greeted by my parents, I think that's when it's really going to hit me. But I'm not. I've never been through it before, and I've never experienced it. So it's just something that I gotta prepare for, but at the same time, enjoy and embrace, and make sure that when mom and dad leave the field, that it's time for business.
And lastly, from me, but being able to do all of this with your best friend Robbie Toma by your side, and both of you guys wrapping up your careers and your everything on the same day, or your career here anyway. Just how special is that?
It's going to definitely be special. It adds a different, dimension to the whole day, where your best friend that you've been best friends with since you were 5, and you experienced a senior day in high school together, and then now you're going to experience a senior day in college. I don't think any story can duplicate that. And I'm going to be excited for him, and I'm going to be just as proud to see him run out, for his last time. And it's definitely going to be a day that we'll all cherish and remember.
Manti, over here. You took, I believe, your visit here, your official visit, on a senior day that didn't turn out so well, and wondered what your recollections were of that day, positive and negative.
Positive, just the spirit about and the feel. I think regardless of whether you win or lose, you can't miss the spirit that's around campus on a senior day here at Notre Dame. So I really felt that, and I also felt just how sad it was, not necessarily to lose the game, but to lose the game on what happened to be the last game for some of the players on that team. And for that to be their last experience in that stadium, I could really feel that. And so amongst the cold and the snow and all that, I think the worst part of that was to see the just the pain in the players' eyes, and as they're crying as they're leaving the stadium, not because they lost, but because that was their last experience playing under the dome.
Obviously you came back to campus, but in those moments, did you think, this is probably the last time I'll be here, or did you still have the door pretty open?
I was always kind of open to it. I just was taking it, a little bit at a time. Obviously, it was really cold. I wasn't really used to it, but, for somebody to base a decision off of weather, that's not a good thing to base a life-long, decision off of. And I'm just glad that I didn't make that mistake, because I wouldn't be able to experience what I'm about to experience and experience what I've experienced so far since I've been here at Notre Dame.
I think you talked about last year at the award show, seeing the video where the parents were talking about their kids and so forth. Talk about that impact on you, and did that kind of surprise you how hard that hit you? Yeah,
I think that was a tipping point for me on whether or not I was going to enter into the draft or not. To see that was that moment where I said, oh yeah, I know what I'm going to do. To see that video and to see just the joy in their parents' eyes, and and to see the joy in my teammates' eyes, and because I had some teammates that ran out in full gear about to play, and I had some teammates that came out with crutches, and each of them had the same expression on their face, just joy. And that's something that money can't buy. That money can't buy that experience, and I've realized that. And like I said before, I'm really excited, and I'm very very grateful that I'll be able to experience that with my family.
When you came here, either when you were being recruited or when you got here, did you ever have it in your mind you wanted to be I don't want to say the guy that brought Notre Dame back, but the face of the movement that brought Notre Dame back. Did that ever cross your mind, especially on a team that, when you got here, was offensively loaded and defensively weak?
Yeah, I think, to say that it was one guy that was responsible for everything, that's far from the truth. The guys that are going to run out with me for the last time, and, the guys that are going to run out, for the last season game here at Notre Dame, and, hopefully more to come. That's who has changed this program. It's not just me. And if it was just one player, then it would just be a one-man sport. But there's 11 people on the field, and we're just blessed to have a great head coach, and his staff that just do a tremendous job in preparing us both physically and mentally and emotionally each game. And it's just been a combined effort. And I wouldn't say that I'm just been lucky enough to be held as the face of everything, but I think for me, I'm just glad to be part of this team and just be part of bringing to Notre Dame where it should be.
Last one from me. I won't mention names specifically because I'm not sure where the NCAA rules are with it, but a lot of recruits talk about you, and they talk about your reach into their class, the guys that are linebackers and even other positions in this class that's being put together. What's your message to them when you talk to them?
I always told them that it's just, I love this school, and so I'm always going to be biased towards Notre Dame. And I think I always told them, hey, when you're a champion at other schools, you're a champion. But when you're a champion at Notre Dame, you become a legend. And for me, it wasn't hard for me to decide. We weren't doing so well, and yet still, there were talks about legendary status. And just imagine if you've experienced a successful season, what that would look like. And so the people here, it's a family. It's not a school, it's a family. And I've experienced that. I've met people that I used to watch as a little kid, and just being able to shake their hand and to know that they wore the same uniform and same helmet and played for the same standards that I play for today, is definitely something that you don't experience everywhere else.
Manti, Coach over here, Coach mentioned yesterday that someone asked what your legacy would be. He said that it's too soon to say because still more chapters are written. What do you feel like you have left to do heading in the last few weeks?
I don't know. I think as far as football-wise to win, we have 2 more season games left in a bowl game, and I'm just hoping that we're playing sometime in January. That's our goal. That's the legacy that I'm looking at right now. Whatever's written while that's happening, so be it. But I'm just trying to do whatever it takes to make sure that my team is playing sometime in January.
He also mentioned, I think it was your sophomore year, he said he came to you and said, you have to take a bigger role as far as holding your teammates accountable. And at first you sound like you might have been a little resistant. You didn't feel like you should be telling others what to do. When did you feel comfortable taking that step, and what was that process like?
I think it was more just understanding who I am, how I work, and just going back to my roots of being a leader. I try to be vocal, I try to be that guy, the raw guy, and that wasn't working for me because that's not who I am. I'm just one to speak when I feel I need to speak, and other than that, I show my love and my commitment towards my teammates by how I work, how I practice every day, and just always being there for them on and off the field. I think my teammates know that it doesn't matter what time of day it is, they can always call me and I'll be there. And that's the feel amongst our whole team. Not only myself, the younger guys know that, the seniors and the leaders of this team, we want to take care of them. We don't want them to feel that they're alone, and that's creative a camaraderie about our team that is very strong, is very special, and has a direct connection to our success thus far this season.
And I heard you say several times that you weren't sure at the time why you chose Notre Dame. It just you chose it. At what point did you realize, did you ever realize that this is why I chose it, or has it just always been, it just came to you?
It shows itself every day. I think, as time starts to run out, you start to realize, what really matters and the impact that this place and the people here have had on my life, and through the things that I've experienced through my career here, and things that I've experienced in my personal life, the loss and also the triumph. Notre Dame has always been there. They've always been there to support, and it's just definitely a blessing to be part of this family and to be part of the Notre Dame brand. And I think every day, and this coming Saturday would be another experience where I say, this is why I came here.
And how many family members will you have at the game?
There'll be approximately 40 people coming. Yeah.
And how many siblings do you have?
I have 6.
What's the division?
Pardon?
A boy, how many brothers?
4 boys. 4 boys. 4 girls, 2 boys.
Thank you.
Manti, you've been through highs and lows here with your career, but has there been any season more special than this one to you?
No, I think, a senior season is always going to be a special one, regardless of, whether they're winning or losing. I think for us, we're just fortunate to be winning, and it makes it that much more special. So definitely, there's no other season where more special than my senior year, and I'm just thankful that part of that senior season includes a 10-0 record, so it makes it that much more special.
You kind of touched on your legacy, and your name right now is being thrown around in the Heisman consideration. Does that even cross your mind at this point?
No. I think, when my name is being tossed around as a national champion, that's when I'll, start. That's what I'm looking for. And, you ask any Heisman winner that wasn't a national champion, what would they rather be? I think they would rather be the latter. They'd rather be a national champion. And so that's what I want. I'd rather be holding a crystal ball than a bronze statue. That's just me.
Has your Notre Dame career been what you've expected it to be so far?
No, it's been more than what I've expected. It's been more than what I'd hoped for. And that's what's going to make this Saturday that much more of a special experience for me and my family.
Thank you.
Regarding your teammate Capron Lewis-Moore, what kind of energy and leadership has he brought, and how valuable has that been to the team?
It's just great energy, positive energy. Cap is always positive. He's always working hard. Old man Cap is. He's beaten down sometimes, but he always seems to smile and try to uplift our team. And our team is better because Cap is a captain. And so I'm grateful that I have him by my side as a defensive captain, and makes my job a lot easier. And hopefully I make his job a lot easier too. But to have Cap on the D line and really being that anchor on such a powerful force. It definitely, has made our defense better, and has made my job a lot easier.
Man, I'm just wondering, I'm sure you guys kind of get used to the celebrity status and everything that being a Notre Dame football player brings with it, but I run into people that talk about you the way I don't know that I've heard them talk about players before. Are you aware of the impact you have on people, a lot of people you haven't even ever met, and what you mean to people, and how does that resonate, or how do you carry that with you?
I don't know that to what extreme I've had an impact on people, but I just try to have a positive impact on as many people as I can. That's what I try to do. You know, people. What I've learned is people may not necessarily know your name, or remember where you're from, but they'll definitely know, you know, how you made them feel. And so, you know, if I can, you know, make somebody feel important, you know, make somebody feel included. I've always been like that since I was young. You know, I always wanted to make people feel that they were part of something, you know, instead of excluded. And that's what I really don't know. I think I try to stay in my own little world, you know, and try to, you know, stay grounded and stay level-headed, you know, as much as I can, and focus on, you know, my team and, you know, my family, and, you know, trying to finish my career off strong. But I think at the end of the day, when I leave here, you know, I think I'll realize the kind of impact I've had at this place.
Just going off that a little bit, you said you would know you made the right decision to come back when you see the stands in senior day. Many would argue you could already see that impact through the Michigan game or any other home game here. I guess what more could you possibly expect this weekend from the crowd turnout? Just a great experience, you know, throughout the game. You know, I already know what to expect. I don't know how it's going to be, I think, for me, my senior game. But I'm definitely going to, you know, take a moment to just embrace everything, and then, you know, go on and play the game, and then, you know, sit back after the game's over, and hopefully, you know, after a great game, and, you know, embrace everything after. So I really don't know. You know, I don't really, you know, I just don't know.
Let's see if we have any questions from the callers.
For our participants on the phone, if you would like to ask a question, please press the star and 1 on your touch-tone phone. Again, that is star and 1. We do have a question from Fred Lewis with Honolulu Star Advertiser. Your line is open.
Manti, has this seemed like it's been 4 years? Has it been a lot faster? What's the feeling like?
I think, you know, you ask anybody who's a student athlete, especially here at Notre Dame, you know, throughout the process it seems like it's lasts forever. But as you come to the end, you know, it seems like it was just everything seemed like it was just a blur. And so it's definitely, you know, seemed like it has gone, you know, fast, and, you know, for me a little bit too fast.
How has the experience changed you?
It's definitely changed, you know, changed my life in different ways, from the people I've met, to, you know, the team, to my teammates, my classmates, to school. It's just a great experience. Everything here at Notre Dame has been, you know, just so positive, and I'm just, you know, like I said before, I'm just grateful to be part of this family and a part of this Notre Dame brand. And it's something that, you know, when you leave here, you will forever be part of this place. And to see, you know, former players come back and, you know, feel, you know, people just welcome them with open arms. You know, you don't see that happen at other places.
When you look back on the days when you first got there, when you were maybe a little bit homesick and stuff, do you ever think about an ending like this?
Pardon, can you repeat the question?
When you first got there and you were maybe a little bit homesick, did you ever imagine an ending like this, senior season, with all the accolades and the chance to have a national championship with being beaten?
I think, you know, as a freshman, you know, you're just trying to get, you know, acclimated to everything. You're just trying to get used to everything, and, you know, you miss home, and, you know, every freshman, you know, goes through growing pains. And, you know, for me, I couldn't have pictured, you know, a senior year like this, and a career here at Notre Dame like mine, where I've experienced just, you know, a lot of different things. And I'm just definitely grateful for this experience and opportunity to be here at Notre Dame.
What got you through the growing pains, and when did you know that you could last there and you could make it?
Just my family. You know, I knew that, you know, I have a family that sacrificed a lot for me to be here, and, you know, for me to give up and to quit, it just wasn't in me, because I understood the time and the money and just the countless hours that my family sacrificed so that I could be here standing in front of this microphone. So for me to give up, it just wasn't in the equation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And once again, for our participants on the phone, if you would like to ask a question, please press star and 1. We'll go next to Sean Stiers with Irish Sports Daily. Your line is open.
Manti, I know you obviously get, a lot of Heisman questions and all that stuff, but especially being a defensive player, a linebacker, could even being mentioned for the Heisman, was it even a blip on your radar when you were coming here 4 years ago?
No. I think the only time I was ever mentioned with the Heisman was on my video game. My little Road to Glory I used to play. But never in my life would I have thought that, it would become a reality where I'd even be mentioned with the name Heisman.
Is it kind of surreal now that you are?
Yeah, it's I hear it a lot more than I think of it. People tell me, and I don't really think of it that much. I think I'm just trying to take care of business on the field, and trying to do my best to make sure that at the end of the day, my team is successful.
I'm sure you played your share of Sandlot football growing up. Did you ever strike a Heisman pose back there in the backyard or on the playground?
No, not really. I think it's just all for fun. Back in the days it was just all a lot of fun and all a lot of love.
All right, thanks, Manti.
You're welcome.
And we have no further questions on the phone.